All right, when you multiply matrices, it's row by column, row by column. Don't worry, I'm going to do number this one here last. So you do row by column, and you add. The only way you can multiply the matrices together is if the dimensions work out correctly. So this has one row by 3 columns, and this one has 3 rows by 1 column. So when you do this, the dimensions here have to match, and then the resultant is those dimensions. So this is going to turn into a 1 by 1. So the answer to this is 4 times 6, which is 24, plus this times this, which is 2, this times this, which would be 6. So the answer is 32. So it's 32, just a single number in a 1 by 1 matrix, 1 row, 1 column. Because he just did this times this, this times this, this times this. All right, so this one is possible because it has 2 rows by 3 columns, and this has 3 rows by 2 columns. So these match, and the final resultant matrix is going to be a 2 by 2. So we do row by column. So I'm going to cover this up. So it'd be 2, negative 21, and 9. 2, negative 21, and 9. So it's going to be negative 10. Now we're going to do row by column. We're moving over here, row by column. So it's going to be 6, 42, and 18. Oh, it's not 6. 2 times 4 is 8. My bad. Don't mean to be confusing. 2 times 4 is 8, 42, 18. So that's 68. Okay, so you do this, that creates this, row by column, row by column. Now we go down to here, row by column. 4, negative 3, negative 3. 4, negative 3, negative 3. That would be negative 2. Yes. Then we're going to do row by column. 16, 6, 16, 6, negative 6. So it should just be 16. Okay, so that finishes that part off. Now we're going to do this problem here. All right, here we go. Looks like when I wrote this out originally, there was a 30, but it wasn't working, so it needed to be a 20. Yeah, that's what I did. Changed it to a 20. So the answer key, it has 2 different answers on it here. I'm kind of glancing at this to make sure that I don't mess this up. All right, here we go. 1, 4, negative 2. Oh, these are supposed to be dots. 25, or dash. 3, 6, negative 3, 39. 2, 4, 1, 20. So I need this to be a 0. That's my first one. So negative 2 times row 1, that would make negative 2 there, plus this, plus row 3. Put the answer in row 3. 1, 4, negative 2, 25. 3, 6, negative 3, 39. 0. This would be negative 8 plus 4, right? Because it's negative 2 times row 1 plus 4. So negative, this would be negative 4. 4 and 1 make 5. Negative 50 plus 20 would be negative 30. Make this a 0, same thing. Negative 3 times this plus that. So negative 3 times row 1 plus row 2, put the answer into row 2. I'm not changing row 1, so I copy it down. I'm not changing row 3, so I'm copying it down. So negative 3 plus that would make this 0. Negative 12 plus 6 and negative 6. 6 plus that would be 3. Negative 25 plus 39 would be negative 36. Okay. So the strategy is the same as the first page. 0, 0, 0. Make these ones as they happen. 0, 0, 0. So I'm going to make this 0. Well, that's convenient because there's a 4 right there. So just add them together. Row 1 plus row 3. Put the answer into row 3. Zero, 0. Add the two rows together. 3. Add the two rows together. Negative 5. Oh, I just messed up. I just messed up. Forget that. That doesn't work. Because that's going to add 1, put a 1 back there. That's not going to work. So this was the weird thing where you got to do two things at once. If this was a positive 12 and this was a negative 12, then that would be awesome because they would subtract out and make a 0. So to make this positive 12, I'm going to do negative 2 times row 2 plus 3 times row 3. I'm going to put the answer into row 3. So if I multiply this by negative 2, that's going to be 12. If I multiply this by 3, it's going to be negative 12, and then that'll make a 0 there. Sorry about that. As you can hear me yawning and stuff like that. It's right after school, and I'm tired. 0, negative 6, 3, negative 36. 0, 0. Okay. So negative 2, make this negative 6 plus 15, because that's times 3, would be 9. There we go. And then negative, that'd be 72. And then negative 90 would be negative 18. Oh, thank God it works out. Yeah, that works. That works. Because I'm going to divide by 9, make that a 1, and then that's now negative 2. So it's 9 divided by row 3. Put the answer into row 3. Okay. So that one hurt a little bit. That was the only way to do it. Now, on the real test, I don't have you multiplying two rows. Now, this needs to be a 0 here. So I'm going to multiply negative 3 times this plus that. So negative 3 times row 3 plus row 2. Put the answer into row 2. So I'm not changing row 1, 1, 4, negative 2, 25. I'm not changing row 3 because it's done. Changing row 2. So negative 3 times this would be negative 3 plus that would be the 0 here. This is going to be negative 6 still. And then negative 3 times this would be positive 6. Negative 3 times this positive 6 plus this would make it negative 30. I'm going to divide by negative 6 into that, and that makes that a 1, and that'll make that a 6. So it's going to be row 2 divided by negative 6. Put the answer into row 2. 1, 4, negative 2, 25. 0, 1, 0, 6. It's not 6. It's 30, not 36. I can't read my own writing. Which is 5. There we go. 0, 0, 1, negative 2. So x2 is 5, x1 is negative 2. Okay, now I'm going to make this a 0. So I got to multiply this by 2. So 2 times row 3 plus row 1, put the answer into row 1. So we got 0, 1, 0, 5, 0, 0, 1, negative 2. So this is going to become a 0. This is going to stay the same. This is going to stay the same. And it's going to be, this stays the same, so it's 4. So 4 there. So it stays the same, stays the same. That's not a 0 because it is negative 2 times that. The zeros there don't change that. So it's going to be 35? No. Row 3. 21. Yeah, negative 4 plus that would be 21. Okay. Now I got it. Negative 4 times row 2 plus row 1, put the answer into row 1. So again, I'm not changing the last rows. This should do it. This is still, that's a 1. Negative 4 plus this and make this a 0. This is going to be a 0. And then this is going to be negative 4 times 5 is negative 20 plus the 21 makes 1. And there's the answer. x1 is equal to 1, x2 is equal to 5, x3 is equal to negative 2. Wow. And of course, when you get your answers, they got to work in all 3 equations. That was really hard at the end of the day when I keep yawning every other time. So hopefully that helps. Not my proudest video, but I got it done. Get her done.